He himself said it. I agree with him. 2023, no, I disagree. In my mind, he should rest, find somebody else. These things could happen behind the scenes. So I supported Joseph Boakai, knowing that by 2023 he'll be tired.
Okay.
Knowing that 2023 he'll be tired, he could have a good heart, good everything good, but the brain is going down. You're not holding the end, you're moving down the hill. This is nature. My father, right now, I buy him paper. Every day I gotta buy a paper. There's a man who bought me paper before. Mm-hmm. I'm buying paper now because the time has reached. So I thought the old man could be president in. I said, he said, when you win, you run for one term. He himself said it. I agree with him. 2023, no, I disagree. In my mind, he should rest, find somebody else.
Distinguished colleagues, this is a two-faced issue.
This is a critical issue in this country, and we must stand up and speak the truth. Because for you to use the fact that prior to printing, it means you already telling me print. But before you print, come back to me. There is nothing in that paragraph that indicated that money should be printed.
The essence of this exercise, the essence of this exercise is to know the facts. Everybody will have the opportunity to ask questions if you so desire.
Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, wherever you are, however you are joining the conversation. This is Freedom Hub on 87.9. My name is Kyle Oliver Kine. I'm here today on this wonderful edition of the program right here on your People Station. The time is 70 minutes past 4 o'clock in the nation's capital. What is the time from where you are joining us? Welcome. Let's have a wonderful time in Monrovia. There are too many things happening in the country. The lawmaker from District Number 10 continues to say a lot more about his disagreement, his disenchantment of the current administration. Representative Yaka Koluba is talking tough. In addition to his criticism against the Unity Party administration, Rep. Koluba is also cautioning. He's also calling on the CDC and the Liberian opposition community to stand firm if this government is to be checkmated. There are too many things happening in the country. A lot of issues going on in the Republic. The Unity Party government is requesting the Liberian legislature to allow her, spend a very, very great amount in a tune of $41 million US. Yes, the executive branch of government is requesting the approval and authority of the legislature to proceed to remove 41 plus million, 40 plus million US from the government accounts in order to settle some issues in the country. What is it from our angle? What do we make of it? The major opposition political party in the country is going through some rebranding. We are told that the CDC during the course of the weekend had their own elections, especially those at the Liberian legislature, where the CDC legislative caucus, leadership was organized, elections were held, and the Magibi County Senator Nathaniel Fallow Magill was elected chairman of the CDC Legislative Caucus. The Negro Town representative Desin Wulawi Sibo was also elected as co-chairman of the CDC Legislative Caucus. In addition, Vesano County lawmaker, the Honorable Samson Wea, also got elected as the Secretary General of the CDC Legislative Caucus. What is that for the Republic? What is it for their party? Is the conglomeration? Is the setup something meaningful? Is it going to impact their party? Is it going to impact the nation? What is it going to do for Liberia? Join the entire conversation as we rumble into almost all of the critical issues currently in the country. Be reminded that as of today's date, there is no justifiable record to show that President Bouaka met the Vice President of Ghana. I repeat, as of today's date, there is no justifiable records to prove beyond all reasonable doubt that the Liberian president was able to meet the Ghanaian vice president. Did the executive mansion lie to us? Did the executive mansion under? Did they underreport the traveling of the president out of the country? Did they lie to the Liberian legislature as to the reason of the president's trip to Ghana? The conversation is going to get more interested, more and more interesting by the day. You're going to get more interested in the conversation as we intend to unravel all of the myths and issues relative to governance. We talk the CDC, we talk the Unity Party, and we talk Liberia. Let's take a break. Have a few bars of our theme song from Crime Stoppers Liberia. When we are done, we have some musical break. After which, we're going to be running deeply into the issues making the news in Liberia and the rest of our one planet. When you fear the heat and never venture around the kitchen. Let's take a break and to be right back.
There are crowds in many places, in every community, you can see. So if you see crime, report it. Don't take law in your hands, for the real authority. Well, it can't take your law in. Crime Stopper here for us, bringing safety to your door. Whether you rich or you poor, if you see you must talk it, I mean you cheche. You wait for your safety. If you see it, don't keep it. I'm a part to report it. Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime Stopper Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, let's stop crime for all of us. Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime Stopper Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, let's stop crime for all of us.
Crime Stopper Liberia is here for you. Remember, you see it, you report it. This is a message from your own self, Omen Sam Sion.
Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime Stopper Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, let's stop crime for all of us. Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime Stopper Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, let's stop crime for all of us. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime Stopper Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, let's stop crime for all of us.
Crime Stopper Liberia is here for you. Remember, you see it, you report it. This is a message from your own self, Omen Sam Sion.
Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime Stopper Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, let's stop crime for all of us. Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety.
Okay, so welcome back to the program Freedom Hub on 87.9, the official voice of Freedom Communications Incorporated. My name is Kai. I'm here today on this long presentation, and there is going to be a slight change in our schedule right here on the conversation. And so we intend to have that across to you, but we'll say it during the course of at the end of the program. There's going to be a slight change in our schedule here on Freedom Hub During the course of the program, we will bring that information to you, the Liberian people. But we are grateful to be back, to be alive. It is a wonderful thing to be alive. For those of you who are living, yeah, I mean, the dead body they ain't listening to us though. So for those of us who are privileged to be alive at about this time, it is a wonderful thing to be living. Sometimes you go through life challenges. You're kind of concerned about what you're going through as a human. You tend to want to beat on yourself because you are not at the place where you want to be. Sometimes you have the reasons. You have all of the reasons to want to give up. You have all of the reasons to want to punch down on yourself. But in the end, remember that you are better off than a lot of people. Think about those who are in prison and you are free today. I mean, you're not in prison. You got no legal battles to encounter. So sometimes when you think about, you know, those in the hospitals, those who are relying on medication to eat, there are people who do not even have appetite. So when you think about them, then you want to appreciate what you have from God. Sometimes you have all of the reasons to want to look down upon yourself, but again, when you look at those who are who are critically ill to the point of death, then you want to remember and appreciate the Almighty for who you are. So no matter what you're going through, no matter the situation, no matter the job you're seeking for and you do not have, no matter what life is punching at your face, in the midst of all of the adversities, in the midst of all of the challenges you are encountering, it is essential that you find time to be happy. Yeah, I mean, life is so short. People are passing off these days for simple reasons. People have too much grief. I mean, in themselves, too many anger. So I mean, the stress rate is increasing on a daily basis. You say, oh, the man were not sick, or the man Jeff further small in Dow. I mean, these are things that can contribute towards it. So sometimes forget it. Not everybody's supposed to get money on this earth. Not everybody's supposed to get rich. It is not everybody who's supposed to get rich and powerful and influential. No, not everybody's supposed to get car. Not everybody's supposed to buy a house. Not everybody's supposed to do this and do that. And not everybody's supposed to travel. What you need is to live. What you need is to survive. What you need is to exist, legally. And when God says you're going to be okay, you will be okay. When God says you'll be a millionaire, nobody can stop you. Once it is destined for you to be who you want to be, is actually going to happen. All you need to do is to look up to your creator, whoever you believe is your creator. For me, I believe in God. It's for you to look up to God, for direction. And in addition to you looking up to God, it is also essential that you equally put your hands to work. Do something legal. Do something productive. When you're productive and proactive in your actions, God in heaven will also bless the work of your hands. So yeah, that's a bit of what we tend to blow across to all of you today on the conversation. Now, so we have few issues we're going to talk about today. Regrettably, I misplaced the record I have. I mean, I had a record. I don't know where I placed it. I will appreciate. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So I had 2 copies of the communication that was sent to the executive. I mean, sent to the legislature by the executive. Okay, 2 copies of the communication that was sent to the legislature by the executive. In short, President Bwaka submitted a communication to the legislature. I had the communication with me, but I don't know where I misplaced it. Okay, I think I have one of it. I think I have one of it. Okay. I think I have one of it. I think I have one of those communications with me. It was written to the Liberian legislature by the president, requesting for a total of 41,300,000 Liberian US dollars. So I got the portion of the communication highlighting the expenditure. I'm hoping that I will see the cover page. So if anybody is with the cover page, please send that to me. I will need it. I will need it. 100% I will need it. Okay, so the executive branch of government is requesting the authority of the legislature to have them approve the usage of $41,300,000. And this is in the absence of an active budget. Mind you, the budget is yet to be submitted to the legislature. Before President Weah could leave power, the Ministry of Finance submitted to then Speaker Chambers the draft budget for 2024. When Mr. Bwaka came to power, the legislature, in their wisdom, thought otherwise to return the draft budget that was submitted by the Weah's administration to them. The reason why they thought to do so was the legislature had in her possession what was submitted by the Weah's administration. Since we had a new administration, it was only important that you send the budget back because it is going to be an instrument that will include the vision of the new administration. And so it was not appropriate to use the old administration's vision for the new administration. So the legislature returned the budget. Now, it has been a little over 3 weeks, or better still, close to a month. A little over 3 weeks. I stand to be corrected. Or, to be exact on it, it has been a little around 2 weeks since the Minister of Finance and key deputies at the Ministry of Finance were appointed and subsequently confirmed by the Liberian Senate. With the level of sophistication and, education the current administration would normally boast to have, one would have thought that in a week's time, judging from the draft budget that was available, one would have thought that the administration, this new administration, would have done what they needed to do to get their own version of the budget presented, because you already have 100-day deliverable plans. You have all of these visions. You knew what you wanted to do. You campaigned vigorously across the country. You had almost all of the solutions to the problem confronting Liberia. You had turned over notes. During the course of the transition, you went from one ministry to the other. You went to key ministries and agencies. Turnover notes were given to you. You had notes, from one minister to the other, one director, and so forth. So you had an understanding of what governance is. So one would have thought that by this time, the legislature will have in its possession the draft budget for 2024 under the Joe Bwaka's administration. Unfortunately, to the best of my knowledge, which I stand to be corrected on, there is not such a document at the Liberian legislature from the Joe Barker's administration, precisely the Ministry of Finance, that is clothed with the authority to do the presentation of the draft budget for onwards legislative, interactions. So, in the absence of submitting a real budget to the legislature, the Liberian executive wrote a communication requesting, and like I said, I have the second page of the communication. I'm trying to search for the first one. I'm trying to search for the first one, but there should be 2 pages. Let me check my inbox. Apparently, somebody already gave them to me. Let me check my inbox to see if somebody already gave me those 2 pages. Good. That's why I trust Freedom Radio. That's why I trust Freedom Radio very well. So I'm gonna. Okay, that's why I trust Freedom Radio very, very well in terms of getting this information. So Mr. Barker wrote the legislature. Thank you very much, Fofi Jabi. Thank you very much, my dear brother. So Mr. Barker wrote the legislature, and this is the communication he wrote the House of Representatives and the Liberian Senate. He said, Honorable Jonathan Fonati Kofa, Speaker, House of Representatives in session, Monrovia, Liberia. Dear Honorable Speaker, in view of the fact that the draft budget for the fiscal year 2024 was returned and is being finalized for resubmission, the operations of the government of Liberia have come to continue to avoid a shutdown. In view of the above, we are seeking the authorization to spend the amount of $41,300,000 United States dollars, as reflected in the detailed attachment. I repeat, in view of the above, we are seeking the authorization to spend the amount of $41,300,000 United States dollars, as reflected in the detailed attachment of this communication. This amount will cover the government operations for the month of February 2024. For the month of February 2024. Thank you for your kind consideration. Sincerely, Joseph N. Boaka. There's the detailed attachment. The revenue projection is the same amount as been, projected for expenditure, which is $41,300,000. Number 2, indicative expenditure. First claims is $1,700,000. Debt servicing, you have 7. This whole thing is blurred. So what we would do, we will now read out the numbers that are blurred. So we'll go over to 2.2. It says policy priorities. On a policy priority, you have 100-day deliverable. For them, on a policy priorities, they want to spend $2 million. And the $2 million under the 100-day deliverable, they want to spend $1,941,210 United States dollars. $1,941,710 United States dollars. That's what they want to spend. They also want to spend some money on the General Auditing Commission audit, GSC audit. Now, under 2.3, you have operation of government, ministry, and agency, branches, and security operations. So, operation of government, ministry, and agencies and branches, they want to spend $7,600,000 under this one. Then you have security operations, non-wage expenditure. Security operation, non-wage expenditure, $1,250,000. They ain't got to do with salaries of security officers. It ain't got to do with salary and incentive. It has nothing to do with the wages. Non-wage operation. So maybe the security man at the DEA, fire service, and LMP, immigration, the different guys. Non-wage operation. Maybe the Biden car, the Biden uniform, and other stuff. It'll be about $1,250,000. That's what they're saying. Now, Armed Forces Day. Armed Forces Day. $100,000. That's what they want to spend for Armed Forces Day. But remember, the communication was ready on February 14, 2024. Armed Forces Day is February 11, 2024. So somebody is saying to me that the government maybe started using some money, for the preparation of the Armed Forces Day, and so that the money they want to pay back. So according to them, they want to spend $100,000 that will go towards the Armed Forces Day. Good. Now, assuming the United Party government started spending some money for the celebration of the Armed Forces Day, were they able to spend $100,000? Considering the fact that the Armed Forces Day ended in confusion with ever women protesting all across the country, were they able to spend $100,000? If so, or if not, why are they putting in this request $100,000 to be used? Why? So according to them, $100,000 will go towards the celebration of Armed Forces Day. $100,000. They wrote a communication to the speaker on February 14, requesting for this amount to be given to them since the budget is not ready. But as part of the reasons why they want this for the $1,300,000 is to also have Armed Forces Day celebrated. So the Armed Forces Day celebration that they're supposed to have, according to them, they attach $100,000 towards it. Why are you attaching $100,000 towards it when the Armed Forces Day program was not held? If there were arrangements that you made, if there were stuff that you did, we should be able to know what kind of arrangement you made. What did you spend the $1,000? What did you spend the $100,000 on? Because you can tell me that you're requesting this money, to start to do expenditure after the program. To have included $100,000 in this report, in this request, which was done on February 14, for a celebration that should have been done on the 11th, clearly shows that you've already executed the plan and maybe you want to restitute whatever money you use. So in this case, the legislature should be concerned as to what exactly did they do with $100,000 for which they will want $100,000 placed in the budget to replace whatever they may have spent. Because the logic is very simple. Every day was on the 14th or it was on the 11th of February. You wrote a communication to the legislature requesting money to celebrate Armed Forces Day, which was held on the 11th, and that communication was ready on the 14th. So it means maybe you not do CEPE to do Armed Forces Day celebration. Granted, government can do pre-financing. Government can even hire entities and ask the entities to pre-finance, and later on government will go and do the repayment, which is good, which is not a bad practice. My thing is, if this is the case, the legislature should be willing to ask our people how much did they use on Armed Forces Day for which they are requesting $100,000. Because ever they already owe. Armed Forces Day ended on February 11, which is on Sunday. On the 12th, which is on Monday, supposed to have been the official parade, but because of the Armed Forces, wise protest, the ever, women protest across the country, there was no parade held. So what did you use money on that you need $100,000 to replace? What did you spend money on? So that's one area that we have serious issues. What do you need the money for? To replenish. What did you spend on? So let's go over again. Then they come out and say food and catering for hospitals and prison. Food and catering for hospital and prison. And mind you, this thing is for the month of February. They said to cater to the hospital and prison to provide food and catering. They say medicine. They say food and catering services for hospital. They have 995,500. 995,500. Less than 5,000 to reach 1 million. 995,500. So that's 4,500 extra just to reach 1 million. So the minister said to feed hospital and prison in the country for the month of February, for the month of February. They said to feed hospital and prison in the country for the month of February, they won't spend $1 million. That's just 4,500 change they will give back to the government. Remember, the communication said for the month of February, the amount will cover the government operations for the month of February. The amount will cover government operations for the month of February. So for the month of February, the guys are saying they want to spend $995,500 for food and catering services for hospitals and prisons across the country. Hospital and prison across the country, $995,000. Let's go over. Then the comment they say for the month of February, they want to do janitorial and sanitation supply or services. Janitorial, sanitation supply or services. Under this one, they have $750,000. $750,000 to be cleaning. Cleaning. Ain't no cleaning this and that. I don't cleaning officer, cleaning the street, cleaning whatever. $750,000. Now they say electricity was giving a hard time in the country. Can't get the phone. No? The whole country now, everybody fainting because of heat and mosquito. Electricity giving a hard time. They say they want to spend $250,000 on electricity for the month of February. They month what we in. You want to spend $250,000 for what? On electricity? On electricity, $250,000. That's what you want to spend for the month of February for electricity. Now, water, Liberian government water. They say for the month of February they will use water. The money they want to spend to buy water, that $100,000. $100,000. That's what they want to do for water. Then they get travels. They say exceptional circumstances. Travel. Then they say exceptional circumstances. What kind of travel? Exceptional, circumstances. That one ain't got no here, no take. When people want to steal, they can put it in people. Then you come up on the travel and exceptional circumstances. You have $200,000. Just in February, the money what the minister want to spend in February, $200,000. Then why you can't just do the budget one time? Because when you do the budget, you're not going to spend this money in a month's time. You're not going to spend it. You're not going to spend this money in a month's time. I doubt it. It's not possible. It is not. But let's go on. Because, mind you already got places where you want to settle debt in the same amount. Then you come back, you say, just to feed prisoners and people to the hospital across the country. But government can feed people, and I forget about the prison. I know they can call some tasteless food to prison and things. But government can feed people to the hospital in the country, feed people to the hospital in this country. Which hospital? Because JFK pay people, people pay a lot of money to JFK. JFK is not free. Right? So even you got some hospital, must you spend $950,000 for food? Okay, no issue. The legislature, our people, they will be able to scrutinize this entire request and do the appropriate thing. So we'll be calling on you, the public, to put pressure on the legislature to look at this thing with a third eye, from a third eye perspective, so that they will not just run right away and approve this thing. They got to approve it with serious-minded caution and deep investigation. Now let's go to the other one. It says Ministry of State Goods and Services. That the president of the Ministry of State Goods and Services. Just for the month of February, goods and services, that internet, Ministry of State Goods and Services, that internet, the other one, scratch card. They said they will spend $188,000. $188,000 just for the president of the Goods and Services, Ministry of State. $188,000 for just for February to buy tissue, newspaper, pen, cabebo, water, fan, air conditions, goods and services. $188,000. Now you go to then you go to VP. They want for vice president of the VP goods and services. VP Jeremiah Kuhn goods and services at $28,500. He offer not too big. $28,500. But President Bwaka own $188,000 for goods and services just for the month of February. Then you go to the judiciary. Goods and services for the judiciary. The chief justice and associate justices, for them on the goods and services, they got $96,655. Yeah, then you go to the Senate. There's the Liberian Senate goods and services, $150,000. You go to the Liberian House of Representatives goods and services, $250,000. What you, Senator then too? Yo, we giving the whole complaint though. What are you buying? Senator goods and services, $150,000. House of Representatives goods and services, $250,000. Then you got other goods and services. Other goods and services, $2,014,000. $2,014,000. Other goods and services, $2,000,000 for. What the hell is other goods and services? What? You got goods and services for the president, we agree. Goods and services for the legislature, we agree. Goods and services for the vice president, we agree. Goods and services for the judiciary, we agree. You already have it. Then you say other goods and services for who? Because for the security sector, you already have for the security sector, you already have this thing called, security operation non-wage expenditure. You already got non-wage expenditure, which is $1,250,000 for the AFL, not AFL. Honor you have to say for the Ministry of Defense, Ministry of Justice, NSA, EPS, LMP, LIS, LDA, and other institutions in the sector. So you already got something there for the Ministry of Defense, the whole security sector. Other goods and services. Okay, maybe the other goods and services for all the other ministry and agency, right? Okay. So $2,014,000. So at the end of the day, they will need $41,300,000 just for February operation. For me, I don't think the legislature should honor this. The reason why is because when the lawmakers took a decision in December to return the summer towards budget to the Ministry of Finance, the transitional team should have used that period, because mind you, you're into transition, you know that you will take over the country in the next couple of days. Now, what we anticipated these guys to have done was to say, look, you know why? Our attack team will take over in 2 weeks' time. Since the legislature already returned summer to an budget to the Ministry of Finance, and we will soon have our finance minister here and there. Burma Kamara knew that they would have been appointed. So all we anticipated Burma to have done was to have a draft budget available, pending his how you call this thing, his nomination. I mean, why he's nominated, behind the scene they started work on it, because you are a government in waiting. Behind the scene they started work on it. So by the time you are confirmed and commissioned, automatically you will have a raw data. But if the guys will tell me that, the man to go to the finance ministry, clean your office, fund the office before he start preparing the budget, it means they deliberately did this with the notion of going back to the legislature to ask for a second 112. Because in the absence of the budget, the law requires that the executive can proceed to operate with 112 of what the previous budget was all about. So they used that 112 to have paid January, salaries and other stuff. So to go to go and do another one, 112, this time maybe it'll be 212 or whatever the case is, to go and do that will mean you will need the legislature's approval, which they are requesting for at this moment. Now, my thing is, we shouldn't have reached to that level. They shouldn't have even waited for us to reach to the level. It has been over 2 weeks since Burma Kamara was appointed with other his principal deputies. All the guys needed to have done was to do a budget. Yeah, you already know the country now. Nothing extra you needed to change in that budget so much. The budget lines are just there. All you needed to do, either you try some of them out, replace them with what will align with your new policy as a government. You may increment in some figures, that will be in line with your policy as a government. You reduce some that will be in line with your policy. You do those things. I mean, it should not take a serious government with educated people more than 4 days to do. A serious government with educated people at the Ministry of Finance, it should not take you more than 4 days to do. All you need to do is to lock yourself up in one working session. It could be 3 days. One working session, the budget department with all of the financial, technicians. You sit there and do this whole thing. You already have several draft budgets to refer to. We will release 41 million as a government. just for February. So if the budget is not done until we reach around March 14, 15, then you'll go back to the legislature and tell them, say, okay, another 41 million. No, we can be running the government, the man gave a woman money to the horse. When you ready, you say, oh, madam, Nico, give me $50 for that money what I gave you. Tomorrow, give me. No, you can be doing it. You set up the entire year operation and say, this is it. So you need to be going there, to the legislature and say, no. From the day that 112 was given, you should have known better that you will need to come, to come up with a budget. You needed to have prepared that already. You needed to have prepared that. By this time, the pressure would have been on the legislature to do what is appropriate. And we would have had a working instrument to work with and keep the government functioning. Now, to wait at the dime meaning, and you come out, you say, oh, when I not release the money, the government will shut down. Now, hurry, now. You're doing it on the rush. You ain't getting money, the government is going to shut down. Now, you create the impression, that if something is not done by the legislature, it's going to impede too many operations and stuff. Meanwhile, you are having some figures in that whole budget that are very, very conflicting to the ears. Suspicious to that to that level as well. You got all the other expenditure, all the other goods and services. Then you say other goods and services, you say 2 million this and that. No, we do not want it that way. The pen and paper in the country are not finished. Hello? The pen and paper in the country are not finished. The office of the president should not be short of pen and papers. You included what will go towards the police, the DEA, the NSA, the what I call you included what will go towards the goods and services. You included what will go towards the goods and services of the vice president, the speaker, and the members of the House of Representatives, the vice president and members of the Senate, the chief justice and members of the judiciary. You included all of those things. Now, if you want to give the Ministry of Agriculture $1 for their goods and services, put it there. Maritime $2, put it there. Whatever entity that is supposed to be receiving money from the government through goods and services for the month of February, if that is the vision of the Unity Party, put it there. Let the legislature know who's going to receive what. To open your mind and say, we will put 2,014,000 in the budget for goods and services. You just say other goods and services without the country knowing who are those who will receive those goods and services. You're making fun. Because folks at the Ministry of Health could look, for example, and say, the minister of the Ministry of Health will be confused because the minister will not know how much is in that 2,014,000 that's supposed to go to the Ministry of Health. How then would the Ministry of Health, do their request? If they want to benefit from what is within goods and services for them, how do they do it? Let's say, for example, Forestry Development, Agency, FDA, the authority want to they want to request for some money to go towards the goods and services. Maybe they won't buy Yamaha motorbikes, they won't buy power saw to go and do some operation in the bush. How much do they know that's within that $2,014,000 that they're going to be requesting for? So in my mind, that $2,014,000 was calculated, from a clandestine approach, inserted in our whole request to be used for unnecessary reason. This is not accountability. This is not transparency at all. It is not open. And that's why you needed not to have allowed the country to reach to the point where you'll be making the kind of request. The Liberian legislature should not honor that thing without scrutinizing it. If there need be, one lawmaker should raise a motion to return this request and mandate the executive to submit to the legislature for subsequent approval a new budget. Yeah, send a new budget. If the country will have to wait for 2 weeks, let the country wait for 2 weeks. Let the country wait for 2 weeks. We are a sovereign republic with too many businesses in the country doing business with us. If it is about salaries, the very commercial banks that are hosting the Liberian government, how you call this thing, salary structure and thing, we can ask a commercial bank to in keeping with the payroll, and the current list of employees, we can ask a commercial bank to pre-finance. Or a commercial bank, what you do, we'll be sending will be sending a list of people who you're supposed to pay for this month. You pay when the budget is done. When the budget is done, you can do retroactive. You can go and pay back what you took from the commercial banks. And for gasoline, the gasoline people, the SP who can be giving gasoline coupon, you could ask them, they could provide February gasoline for the people. After all, I do not think you need anything extra than the other small operations. The entities, you can ask the very banks to go and but my thing is we should not be in so much hurry. The fact that you had to wait for it to reach to that level. Right now, the lawmakers are under pressure. The lawmakers are at the moment, they are under pressure to add on what was submitted, because that's what you did. So you want 41,300,000. Now, what we are gathering from within is that the previous 112 that were requested for to settle January pay, we are told that you have around 18 million outstanding. So the government got that money. The current United Party government got that $18 million. Now, are they saying to us that they need this 41 million to add it up to the extra 18 million in their possession? Is that what they are saying to us? If so, then the lawmakers should act. Are they going to subtract 18 million from the 41 million as being proposed? And when they get the authority of the legislature, then what they will do now is not to get 41 from the bank again. They will just have to go and get the remaining money, add it on the 18 and get the total 41. If that is the case, let the legislature find out. Our lawmakers, this is a critical period where you find money passing around, especially when there are reports that are conflicting. Remember, President Williams said he left 40.01 million in the place. The other one said at the end of the day, CBR came out and provided information that it was 40 million. Now, in the midst of this thing, we are told that the first 112 that went, 18 million stay outstanding. 18 million, they not touch it. The operation that they in January, they still got $18 million that they didn't touch from the first 112. So even that 18 million you have that you did not touch from the first 112, you can use some of that $18 million and start to settle some of the other issues. It's only 1,200,000. And what you're talking about, start settling it. When you settle it and you reach to a point where you cannot make it, then the rest of it, which should be less than $23 million. You can go to the legislature and say, "Look, we want $23 million to complete the rest of the issue." Although you say you want to celebrate Armed Forces Day, or you pay 100,000 to celebrate Armed Forces Day, what you spending 100,000 on? I mean, the first argument was Armed Forces Day was never held, so what are you paying for? The other man said, "Oh no. How you say that? It's possible the man rented set, they rented the one, they gave catering contract to people to pay food, and maybe the people already bought the food, so we gotta pay the people expensive, and the program was not held, and not the people responsible. Maybe we pay caterers, and the caterers started pre-financing with the notion that after the program, after the parade, the caterer will supply the food and pay off. We agree. Who the caterer and what you to do? How much did you pay the caterers? Where are the contracts? Yeah, where are the contracts? Hello? Where are the contracts? Beyond that, why did you even go to the extent of planning, for a program that you spend $100,000 when you informed the librarian people that you were doing a low-key celebration that they not even hold? You said that Armed Forces Day would have been a low-key celebration, meaning it would not be a glamorous, event. It would not be an elaborate one where you have a lot of people. No. You said it would have been a low-key. You would have gone directly to the barrack and have meetings with the soldiers. That's what you would have done. It did not happen because there were protest action across the country. The Ava women that were protesting all across the country. So you did not even have an elaborate program. Neither did you have, a low-key program. You were all basically locked up in one room having security meeting because the Ava wives besieged the entire country. Where did you spend the 100,000? 100,000 that was infused into the request. Where did you spend it? How did you spend it? Who did you spend it on? I mean, these are questions we need to ask, because at the end of the day, this is the government that preach accountability and preach honesty. This is the government that is not supposed to be corrupt. And so we are under obligation to ask you the tough questions. And for the day, February 11, you wrote the legislature asking for money. February 14, okay, cool. Maybe you started spending some money way back. That's why you won't pay back for. What did you spend the money on? Because we don't have every day. We not parade. Nobody parade. Nobody parade. And you can tell me you gave people money on the day before the parade. You can tell me you gave people money 2 days to the parade. You can tell me you gave people money 3 days to the parade. Even if you were to say you gave people money to do other things to the, you have 1 week to the parade. When the wives of the soldiers made it clear on all of their interviews that there will be no armed forces day if Prince Charles Johnson is not withdrawn. The women made that clear. So the government knew that the main withdrawal was not done. In fact, they sent to the Senate for confirmation hearing. Up to 2-3 days to every day, his confirmation hearing was still on. What kind of government under that kind of circumstance, what kind of government under that kind of arrangement will still be doing business to be arranging Armed Forces Day when the people who you sort of be celebrating say, man will not celebrate? Up to 3 days to their program, you still got the man who the best way. The man was still passing around fighting nomination. You didn't withdraw the man, good. But under that arrangement, you still want to convince us that you started doing business to arrange program that the very people who you sort of do the program for, they say they're not coming. Okay, the simple way is you want to celebrate your child birthday, the beginning. In 8th grade, you want to celebrate, but the beginning say, they by the way, I want to celebrate when I in Kakata will go in and not celebrating. And you know that you do not have intention to change the birthday venue from Kakata. Up to 2 days to the birthday, you still never had that intention. And the beginning keep insisting that Kakata, forget it, will not celebrate. The beginning keep telling you that Kakata, forget it, will not celebrate. 1 day to the program, the beginning keep telling you that Kakata will not celebrate. So what kind of parent will still be buying birthday food when the parent know that he will not get time to change Kakata? And they begin to now want Kakata. But the power will still go and start buying birthday food. What kind of family will do that? That's what the government won't make us to believe. That they were still hiring musical set, hiring the other one for Armed Forces Day celebration. When in fact the main celebrant had issue, they say they will not do that when they were not happy, and they themselves were not willing to change it. To the extent that on the day of the Armed Forces Day, we have people protesting. So why you spend 100,000? Why you put 2 million there without telling you who the 2 million will go to? If the legislature just go ahead and approve this $2 million, automatically the Minister of Finance can just sit down and say for other goods and services. Other goods and services to be determined by who? Who will determine what other goods and services? Who will determine how much you go to other goods and services? Who? You already got money there for food. You got money there for water, underwater, enough for specific, entity. You just say water. So by implication, it means water for the whole government, the whole country. What you would do with water? You put 100,000 out there for water. He legislated. It didn't say the ministry or the other ministry or the president or the vice president or it said legislature. So it means for the whole country, for the month of February, you put 250,000. So what else are we spending 2,014,000 on? How you call this thing? Other expenditure. What are we spending the money on? You gotta be serious in the country. You gotta be serious in the country. You preach a government that will not steal. You preach a government that will not do crooked deed. To reach to the point where you are putting 100,000 on the side to celebrate a program that was never held. The program was never held. Beyond that, you can't convince me that you started preparing because 2 weeks to the preparation of the very program, people were agitating. The very people who sort of be celebrated told you once that thing you're planning, you'll forget about how to call Armed Forces Day. A serious government will take you from these kind of things and will tailor their expenditure in line with the prevailing situation in the country. When we're going to election, people are not paying horses in the town. During the heat of the election, people were not buying new clothes. People were not, real people who know about financial management, they were not spending money because they were kind of cautious. Okay, we do not know what the election will be. We do not know what the country will turn into after the election. So most of the investors were holding onto their resources. Yeah, you are as a government. You want to celebrate Armed Forces Day. The soldier people, through their wives, are expressing that they will not do this, do that. Under that circumstance, who go about spending money? Then you won't convince me that $100,000 you use? Y'all be serious, though. Y'all gotta be serious. You gotta be serious. 100,000 for what? What did you spend it on? $100,000 for what? The Liberian people are sitting quietly not because they are stupid. The Liberian people are getting fed up on a daily basis by some of the news of misappropriation emanating from the corridors of the administration. When they wake up, some of us will not tell them to stay home. Inauguration money. Cheerleader on inauguration said she gave 50,000 to Chris Waller. Chris Waller said, "Don't bring nothing to me. I only 10,000 you gave to me." That's corruption. The mere fact that there were discrepancies in the report of how the money was spent, it means corruption was there. President said $350,000 gave the party chairman to go and distribute across the country to the 73 district. Party chairman and leadership took 1,000 each, $73,000 from the 73 district money, for which today the party chairman and Mr. Baka can see eye to eye. That's a call for concern that Liberian money was used. Liberian money was misused. President, we are left 40.some million into the account. Mr. Baka went to the legislature and said our 20.5 million. CBR came back to the authority and said, no, up to our record, what we have here, these are the figures. When you put the figures together, it was 40.some million. Today, we are still concerned as to what's the status of the 19.some million. Now, in the midst of that whole confusion, you are writing the legislature requesting for an additional $41,300,000 to be used just for the month of February. And look at some of the things you're listing in the expenditure. See some of the things you are listing. Look at some of them. Food and catering for hospital and prison and barracks. Food and catering for hospital, prison, and barracks. Hospital, prison, and barracks for the month of February, $995,500. You just get $4,500, then $1 million. That's why you don't use for food. Food, though. Let's go to water. Come on, water. $100,000 for water. Water for the month of February. Liberian government use $100,000 to buy water for the month of February. Water. Which ministry you not going in the country where the government supply the ministry with mineral water? My man, let me see what man minister can take their own money and give it to the driver to go buy water. Oh yeah. Besides that, through the different ministry and agencies, sometimes they got small nothing for the goods and services. The different ministry and agencies, they got small nothing for goods and services. So from the goods and services, budget line, they take something for tissue, janitorial material like tar soap, color rice and other things to go and buy good. But in that situation, you already got $2 million extra. $2 million extra for other goods and services. Then you got money for water. The water ain't got no president attached to it. So it means that water for the whole country. You got money for electricity for the whole country. You got money for fuel and lubricant, gasoline, fuel and lubricant for the whole country. Office supplies. You see it? Office supply, yo. You got office supply 679,446. So when you get office supply, that's what will go across the whole country. No, they think getting very, very suspicious. I'm beginning to suspect that people won't steal the country money. You got let go to the record. Under 2.3 of the request submitted to the legislature by Mr. Bwaka, you have listen to me. Armed Forces Day, 700,000. Food and catering services for hospital, prison, and barrack, 995,500. 4,500 leave to make 1 million. You say office supply for all the officers in the government for the month of February. You say 679,400 for the sales out of office supply for the government. So office supply to all the other places with that office supply, 600 for the $79,446. You say fuel and lubricant $547,899. Fuel and lubricant. 500 for the $7,899. You got janitorial, sanitation, supply, and services, $750,000. That is soap. Then what I talk about soap to be cleaning the bathroom. Maybe you go put fuel in the truck to be moving the dirt from rail and other places all across the country. 700 plus for the month of February. So you got money to clean the dirt. You got money to buy water. You got money for office supply, which has to do with pen, eraser, cardboard, and sharpener. You got money for electricity, $250,000. You got money for water, $100,000. Like I told you, you got money for fuel, oil, and gasoline, $500 for the $7,000. You got money for Ministry of State. Now, all that money you're talking about for Ministry of State. Ministry of State own different. Vice President own different. The Chief Justice, the Temple of Justice own different. The Senate different. The Representative different. Then you say other goods and services. Where other goods and services are waiting? Because we got office supply already. The poor in government can copper motor. So when you got budget line, how you call it, office supply? Then other goods and services. What thing you doing? What do we do? What can we find in other goods and services? Because office supply already there. On the office supply, you got 679,446. Office supply there, water there, chlorine there, fuel and lubricant there, food and catering services there, janitorial services there, security operation in the budget already. 100 day deliverable already there. 1,900,000 for the 1,000 for 100 day deliverable. Money to audit already there. Debt servicing, money what government it already there. You see debt servicing. So even me, if you were even owing money for AFL, it should fall under debt servicing. You understand that? So I mean the whole 100,000 what they're asking for, from my understanding, it's like, come on, man. No, I will have issue with the lawmakers if they allow this to go through without scrutiny. I will have issue with them. I will. No, my people, you ain't understand the thing. The thing is very simple, right? Very easy as whatever. They both say they're paying for food money yet. Money to clean office yet. Money to clean the street already yet. Money to buy office supply, fire, cable, decks, yeah. Money to buy fuel oil and lubricant, yeah. Money for janitorial services and supply or services, yeah. Don't try to all be in debt for February. They say for the whole year, February. Electricity, yeah. Water, yeah. Travel. What is all the travel? The money, yeah. Besides that one, president, vice president, speaker, representative, senator, vice president, all of them, they got all the money yet. Chief Justice, Associate Justices, they got the money yet. Police, DEA, Immigration, Fire Service, NSA, AFL, all of them, they got the money yet. Now you get all the money extra. Then you step turn around, you say, other goods and services are who? Other goods are who? The other. The other goods are who? We're talking government of openness, right? Other goods that when stealing right or happening, that's when you find other that what thing? To whom do we all accountable for the other expenditure? Other goods. Who's going to stand for the other goods? The budget should be explicit. It should be clear. The lawmakers should know who they will hold accountable for the $2,014,000 going to be released. If this is going to be approved, just as was sent by Mr. President to Speaker Kofa, what that means is that automatically that $41,300,000 will be released by the Central Bank of Liberia, and boom, you're going to have transaction. Who do we hold accountable for the other expenditure, other goods and services? What kind of other goods and services? What do they call other goods and services? Granted, that unspecified goods and services. Who are going to be the beneficiary of the unspecified goods and services? That which offices? That UL? Then put UL there. Put UL there. That NTA put it there. The agriculture put it there. The education, the health, put it there. Let the record reflect that in the month of February, you spend 1 cent for education, you spend 1 cent for health, you spend 1 cent for the one other goods and services. Yeah, let it reflect. But you goods and services, boom, 2 million other goods and services are what kind of money? I'll be disappointed if the lawmakers pass this thing without asking fewer questions. I'm asking for Natikova, the speaker. to use his gavel wisely. The gavel should be used appropriately on this matter. All of the lawmakers that we know in this country. Representative Richard Nambakun of District 11, Sekou Kanan, District 2, Francis Afoko, District 9, Edward Papi Flomo, District 13, Abu Kamara, District 15, P. Majure, Maryland County, District 1, Austin Taylor, District 3, Maryland County, all of you, the lawmakers across the country. Dixon Lauri Sibo, Chairman on Westminster Finance, you are supposed to look into this document appropriately. Look into it. What are you spending the money for? From looking at that thing alone, you can tell that somebody wants to steal. How do we say in Liberia? Do we need rocket scientists to tell you that people want to steal? Do we need that? Do we need rocket scientists? For the 1,300,000? For what? This is a government that came to rescue. After you finish listing all the things, then you say, order, like you're having your Christmas party to the hall. You said $50 for rice, $30 for the soup, $80 for drinks, $40 for curry, $20 for the musical days where you want buy to be showing. Yeah. $15 for candy for the children who will come around. Then you put all that small thing in there. Ain't no Christmas party. You put all that small thing together. Then at the end of the day, you say, other thing. How the other thing will be plenty pass, almost all the other thing can be plenty pass, almost all the thing where you're operating on. Goods and services. Goods and services. No, I'll be disappointed. Abu Kamara will sit down in the horse there and allow this to happen. Well, asking hard questions, I'll be disappointed. If Taiwan Musa Belete will sit down in the house there without asking the hard questions, this is a bogus deal that was submitted to you. You need to verify and look into it. Read through. Do the analysis. What's going to constitute other expenditure? What? What's going to constitute other expenditure? Other goods and services? What? The first line you say you will be servicing debt. Look, when government says the servicing debt, I mean maybe the government owe people, and the government got to be paying the money where they owe. You see why I said the everything a fly? So the unfortunate they let agree because the unfortunate day was on February 11 with progress supposed to be on February 12. They made a road letter to the legislature on February 14 after the unfortunate day whole thing ended. On the 12th, so it'll be the celebration. The 13th passed. On the 14th, they wrote a letter to Fanati Kofa. Now, when you check the list of things they say they want to do with their money, what they want, when you check the list of things they say they want to do, you know, for things what they want to do, can't check the list. When you check the list here, the first place there, it said debt servicing on a 2.1. It said first claim. First claim. First claim. They got something like 1,700,000 here. Something. I know 1,700,000 or some kind of money. Yeah, but you check it up. It should be there. They said debt servicing. Debt servicing should be about 5,700,000. So debt servicing alone. You want to service debt. You want to service debt. To me, you want to pay back debt what government owe. So let's assume you started doing business with people for Unfortunate Day celebration and you made them to go do some payment. Good. So the pre-funders, you want to remember call your hair, but you say go buy your own blade. Go buy your own water. When you finish cutting my hair, then I pay you. So maybe they tell the people say, y'all go bring food, y'all buy your own food, y'all buy your own musical set. After the every day will pay you. Granted. That money becomes what? Government debt. Because the government owe the money now. And so the money becomes government debt. So whatever money the people may have spent on their own, the companies that were hired to help in organizing the every day, whatever money they may have spent, it'll go take gas from somewhere that debt. It'll go take the other one from somewhere that debt. Because the program finished before the requests are made. Now, the only reason why you want to put a request of a program that was already held. You want to put, money for the program that was already held in a request days after. The only reason why you want to do it, it means you are indebted. Now, since you are indebted, why didn't you place that debt under the general debt in 2.1 with the column that has to do with debt servicing? No, not everybody's stupid in the country. No. And not everybody crazy in the country. We agree Liberians are not that educated, but the country is not that daft to the extent that people will not read between the lines. So you got one portion for debt, but that debt portfolio is not strong enough to hold ever debt. You understand me? You got one portion that talks about debt, and that debt where you're supposed to be paying, almost $5,700,000 why you're supposed to be paying to clear those debts. So even when you spend $100,000 in debt for a program that was never held, the only program where they go high for the unfortunate that were on Sunday that were in church. How much you spend on the church? Now you pay the church. You're not paying the church for the people. You repaying the church. You didn't repay the church. Only the church service. Finish. You go to church. St. Peter Lutheran Church for Cinco. St. Peter Lutheran Church right at Cinco. Okay, you buy fuel to bring the soya men who come to go to church. You buy fuel. $100,000 fuel you buy. Okay, what you do? Whatever you did with it, no problem. But it was so long the program passed already, and you are having it captured in a budget request days after shows that you were indebted to those who you did transaction with. Why didn't you place that debt under general servicing of debt? Why didn't you place it under it and you had to leave it to be extra? You're playing with us. So the way you put the unfortunate debt extra, then it means the legislature should be able to ask you the debt servicing was going to cost $5,700,000. List everything one by one because you listed the AFL. So list the rest of it. That is ambiguous. If the lawmakers are to accept it, let them be able to detail every bit and whatever on that thing. If this person is going to receive that one, let it be. Let it be, because at the end of the day, you will hold an entity accountable if you cannot find what they did with their portion of what was requested for by the executive to the legislature. In this case, you are requesting $41,300,000. It's still soon. The government you make one month here. On the 22nd of the month, you still make 1 month. On the 22nd, you still make 1 month. On the 22nd, you just still make 1 month. In 1 month time, the thing what started happening, too plenty. It's still soon. In less than 1 month, the people get $350,000 for each district, $5,000 for each district to go celebrate. Party chairman take 1,000. They get a 4,000 to the other structure. They made 2,000 money. Confusion came. District, they not even celebrate on inauguration day. That other money ended in VLA. Party chairman got to get vet. We hear say, Luther Tabe go America. We hear saying, yeah. We do not even know where he is. For corruption. Corruption number 2. Inaugural money given to Miata Formula and her people. Went to Spoon Talk and said she gave Chris Wallow so money. Chris Wallow said, no, don't bring it to me. Don't allow me. You're going to give me 10,000 I used to bring the musical set from Sierra Leone. Corruption number 2. Corruption number 3. George, we have said I left $40 million plus US dollars in the account, in the consolidated account. President Baga went to the legislature and said that only $20.5 million, $19.5 million outstanding. Like when people got vexed, they call the lawmaker, say, you want to investigate. Lawmakers invited CBS say, hey, let the money where we hire, the money where we hire at about the time where Joe was talking, yeah, the money here. When we put the money together, it was in the same tune of $40 million that the former president said in levy. Another suspicion of corruption, number 3. Another suspicion of corruption, number 3. Then today you are asking for $41 million. Liberian people counting all the stealing thing what happened here. Liberians are counting all the financial suspicions. Liberian people going to get fed up. This is not what you promised to rescue. This is not part of, it was never part of the rescue mission that you promised the Liberian people. It was never. Miata formula case is open. It's an open secret. Everybody know. The Lula Tabe situation is an open secret. Everybody know. Mr. Bwaga went to the legislature and told the Liberian people that it was 20.5 million. CBO went there and refuted. American and got vexed. He and the Liberian Senate did investigation. They did their investigation and it became clear that it was 14.some some million, as was stated by George Weah. These are records, public records I'm talking about. We are not fabricating stories. I'm mentioning American. I'm mentioning Luther Tape. I'm mentioning Miata Famule. I'm mentioning Mr. Joe Bwaga himself. When public funds are, when there are suspicion on the usage and application of public funds, then it is concerning. It is concerning. It is highly concerning. It's still soon. Think about the mothers and fathers who believe in this revolution, who thought that this is the government that will liberate the Liberian people from slavery. The quote-unquote slavery you said they were going through. People stood in green t-shirts in the dirty water in the country, believing that you're going to be the change that will come to them. Think about some of the pastors who abandoned teaching and preaching the words of God, and they were preaching politics only to bring this government to power. Oh yes, I know that. Before you do all the kind of stealing thing and start formulating the kind of bookers and ambiguous, requests and other stuff, and inflating numbers and doing nyama with the figures, before you do it, think about the religious people who abandon preaching what the law God says, who abandon teaching what the Holy Quran says, and they were preaching politics. Think about the people who abandoned teaching what the Holy Scripture said. And they had to be twisting every symbol. Every given opportunity they had to preach to the congregation, they were busy preaching propaganda to favor the United Party attempt to come to power. Think about them before you do something. You are making the people shame. You are disgracing them. You are making them laughing stocks in the faces of their congregation. That's what you're doing. Under 1 month, you are having all of these financial malpractices. To the extent the president goes and said, I don't want that, and the CBO report got to come out and say, no, you're not. Do you know the level of disgrace? Under 1 month, the president left the country with the notion that he's going to meet the Ghanaian president. While he was entering Ghana, the Ghanaian president was going out of the country. You turn around, you post that on the executive mansion website that, he meet the Ghanaian president again, that the Ghanaian vice president he met. Where are the pictures to show that President Bwaga met the Ghanaian vice president? By the way, the executive mansion release told us that he was going for a government working business trip. Business trip for government, you have the press secretary always on board. Once you are the official guest of the country, you will have the country president or whoever the president will designate going to the airport to pick you up. We didn't see any photo of Mr. Bwaga, President Bwaga being received at the Kotoka International Airport. We didn't see the Ghanaian Guard of Honor, the normal traditional ceremony that you would normally witness at the airport whenever a head of state is visiting on an official business trip. There is no picture to show President Bwaga and the Vice President of Ghana in any official meeting. Okay, granted, you do not want the press to know the details of what was discussed, right? You do not want it. There are some meetings where, those meetings are held behind closed doors. But at the end of the day, when the discussions are held, you have some post-confidential conversation, press interaction. Maybe you do not want to, have any war with the press, but a photograph with the Ghanaian vice president and President Bwaga in a handshake or fraternal handshake, regional stuff, those pictures come up. Let's see it. Executive mansion up to now, executive mansion not able to show a photo of President Bwaga meeting the vice president. The first thing they said, you're going to meet Nana Donkwa Ado in Ghana. Ado, he was supposed to meet the Ghanaian president. While you were entering Accra, the president was in the air going to Ethiopia. For contradiction. Now they turn the whole story around and say, okay, the president, yeah, we cannot see the president, but we see that the vice president who met. You met the vice president, we can see picture. We can see picture. Under 1 month, you are having these things happening. This is not a good sign of what a government that promised to liberate the people should be. I feel for some of those pastors that you made to preach politics on their pulpit in the name of bringing you the power. No, maybe this government is not aware that there were teachers who abandoned teaching the courses at the different universities just to preach politics and bring them the power. Maybe you forgot. We need to have you reminded that before you get involved with these activities of yours, you need to be reminded that there were doctors and nurses who abandoned sick patients on their hospital beds only to bring this government to power. It is still soon for you to start to disgrace and embarrass them. I say seditions, you're embarrassing you. I'm not saying you're embarrassing those who support we are. I'm saying it is still soon for you to disgrace and embarrass those nurses who abandoned the hospital with patients crying for help in Banga Bonkande, and they came outside to be shouting, Hamana Asaru, Hamana vote. It is still soon to disappoint them. Stop it. They elected a government that will rescue and not a government that will continue to inflict injuries on them. What kind of request you've written? What kind of $41 million request you've written? To what extent? You want to spend $100,000 on for a day that was never held? Even the dead bodies that they were going to bury on Saturday, Sunday, and Monday knew that every day was never held because people returned their dead bodies to their family because they could not go anywhere. The whole country was besieged. You had every women blocking all of the major entry. People could not bury because the wives of the ever were very clear. People had to return their dead bodies to their different homes. Even the people who died, who we buried recently, they know that program was not held. Where you spend $100,000? Where? Where you spend $100,000? Why are you doing it to the country like this? Why are you doing it? Do you know how many motorbike and keke riders who believe that the rescue mission will be the mission that will transform the lives of the people? Do you know how many of them you are making shame? Some of them cannot even look in the faces of their passenger anymore to boast about you. In less than 1 month, $350,000 for inaugural celebration. Boom, it went down the drain today. President and party chairman can see eye to eye in less than 1 month. In less than 1 month, Miata Formula, who was the chair on transition today, nobody knows what her position in the government because Braga Velo, how she took money and lied that she gave 50,000 to Chris Wallow. Today, 50,000, 10,000 Chris Wallow said, don't bring nothing to me. Today, Miata Formula, inaugural money, there are issues. Inauguration was poorly planned. The speaker signed the old cup, but money was released for it. In less than 1 month, though we have left 40 million in the account, Joe Baga is telling us it is 20.5 million. CBI got to come up and tell us, no, not the money, let the money here, we'll put it together. It became clear that it was the same money job we have left. In less than 1 month, all of these things happening, you are disappointing the people. This is not what they elected. This is not what the people elected. You don't want to do that. Just stop it. Just stop. The Liberian people are not crazy. The Liberian people are not crazy. The reason some of them are still quiet is because for them, they think in 1 more time, you will adjust. But in 1 more time, you are doing way too much. And you are doing these things at a time where the citizens are crying for covering. In a few minutes' time, Liberia will tend to help because almost everybody in the country will take out a share. You in your room, you take out your share. You're doing it at a time where in few minutes' time, the whole country will tend to migrate. People are sweating profusely. Mosquito encountering them. They're going through trials. It's a difficult period. In the most difficult time to live in Liberia is now. Everybody running from work, going home. You go to the house, you are concerned, you are worried. I will meet LEC there. When I meet it there, it will stay. When I meet it there, it will be on for long. I will meet it there, say, you go home, you calling to the hall? No. Hey, yeah. Calling to the hall? No. At this moment, and you passing around, you say, in February, you buy water. Government, you buy water for the government to use water. $100,000. You spend $100,000 for water in the country? Water? Just stop it. Just stop it. Just stop. All I can say. Just stop it.
Crime Stopper here for us, bringing safety to your door. Whether you rich or you poor, if you see a human talking, I mean you check. You wait for your safety. If you see a don't keep it. I'm a part of report it. Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime Stopper, Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, they're stopping crime for all of us. Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime Stopper, Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, they're stopping crime for all of us.
Crime Stopper Liberia is here for you. Remember, you see it, you report it. This is a message from your own self-omen, Sam Sion.
Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime Stopper, Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, they're stopping crime for all of us. Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime Stopper, Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, they're stopping crime for all of us. The heat killing us back out. Mosquito killing us back out. Waka we come see. Waka we come see.
Yahweh, we are.
Hold that,
Marota.
hold that,
Nikuta.
hold that,
Oh, Chizupake. Blajina.
hold that.
Hey, West Point.
Darkness,
Santa Maria.
darkness,
Lokita. They won't cannot
village.
Sigo and Peter de Paz.
Some places on, some places off. Waka we come see. Waka we come see.
Yahweh, we are.
Hold that,
Marota.
hold that,
Nikuta.
hold that,
Oh, Chizupake. Blajina.
hold that.
Hey, West Point.
Darkness,
Santa Maria.
darkness,
Lokita. They won't cannot
village.
Sigo and Peter de Paz.
Some places on, some places off. The heat killing us back out. Mosquito killing us back out. Waka we come see. Waka we come see. The heat killing us back out. Mosquito killing us back out. Waka we come see. Waka we come see.
Okay, so welcome back, and let's have your input on all of the conversations we've held today, right here on 87.9. My name is Kai, Oliver Kai. Okay. Trust me, Liberia should get better. Our job is to ensure that this government will succeed. When you promise the people that you will liberate them, when you promise them that you will give them a better Liberia, all that is required of you is to do just that. An attempt to contradict, an attempt to do the otherwise, an attempt to do what is inappropriate for us will help you to remind you. Will remind you that there were people who took it upon themselves, people who put their lives on the line to make you come to power. For some of those people, they didn't do so because they went there, to benefit from the spoils of the system. They did so because they anticipated that you will bring change. And change is what they desire. And so it is a disheartening situation where you to sit, and allow some of the vices and evil things that according to you happened in the previous administrations, to allow those things to come back and find their resting place in your administration. It's not going to be a good thing. And when we sit and allow you to do so, we will not be helping the country as well. And so that's the conversation. Call us and let's have your input. United partisans, ANC partisans, CDC partisans, Liberians can call Your input is going to be respected. Your voice is going to be heard, and we'll have you right here on the conversation. 866-500-104, 776-104-104 are the numbers. The international callers can call us on +231 866-500-104. Let's take this first person. Go ahead. 1 minute. Let's hear you.
Good afternoon, Oliver. How you doing?
We're great, my dear brother.
This is Edmond Carr, and I join you from Disify in Duburo.
Go ahead,
You know,
Edmond.
this is broad day robbery. Broad day robbery. But you know what is happening here? These guys that are brought on board as ministers and whatsoever, they are fully aware that anything is possible in this government. And Blanca has already getting his. So to if they already have something, you know, so that in case of anything they will not regret, this is why they are coming on with these things. I said it the last time. Why other goods and services? Where is the interpretation of that? They can tell us when you say it, they say you are speaking against them. 100 days, are we talking about next year Armed Forces Day celebration? The Armed Forces Day celebration has already passed. Why are we allocating 100,000 to celebrate Armed Forces Day when it was a charade in Liberia? We didn't have anything going on. So are we allocating the money for 2025? That's what you're telling me? But you will see more of this. But I am calling on my legislature caucus, the CDC legislature and other like-minded legislators.
Quickly.
To either reject that thing that was sent to them or to scrutinize it. Because it will not be in the interest of the Liberian people. Let them prepare the budget and submit it.
Okay.
Because if you start taking all of...
Thank you. We'll leave you. We'll take the other person. Go ahead. Hello. Go ahead, sir.
Okay. I call from the seminary. My name is Azaya. Please.
Go ahead, Azaya.
Thank you for your program. And you see, Liberians, we go way back because the people that we put in leadership is very prominent for us because we told the people your station by that time you're speaking the fact, they say you're talking nonsense. And now we're seeing the nonsense is coming to reality now. So now we find it difficult for the UP people then because our country is going down the drain. You take our country and give it to old people, and the old people running our country now, we can get nothing, no benefit again. Just program that just passed, and you're taking it up a huge amount of money for the country.
Yeah.
So we really need to pray to God and help God direct our lawmakers that are in the house, our CDC lawmakers, and we really need to get on their feet to stand for the Liberians.
Okay, we leave you right there and take the other person. Go ahead. 1 minute. Hello. Go ahead, sir. Let's hear you. What's your name?
My name is Timothy Carrier, calling you from Dixville.
Timothy. Let's hear you, my dear brother.
My brother, what is confusing me here is you're talking about goods and services. And then you're talking about water money. Water not part of services.
It's not part of goods? Water not part of goods?
Water not part of goods.
You buy gasoline. You got gasoline.
You're talking about gasoline. Different.
Then you got office supply.
But then all of the ministry, they get a budget that said that they're supposed to buy that.
No. So this one,
the president can put in for this, huh?
No, so this one is a special request, which is now a bad thing. But on a special request, you list out all the other material, then you turn around again, then you say goods and services, other goods and services. Come on.
Oh Lord, I'm on that you having program, you say etc.
Yeah. When I mean that's why it is. I mean our faith now lies in the Liberian legislature.
Thank you, brother, because I only hope down there.
Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you. We'll leave you. We'll take the other person. Go ahead. 1 minute. Okay, we missed out on that person. Let's go and take this other person on the line. Go ahead. Let's hear you, my dear brother.
Good evening. Okay, this is Robert. Calling from 17th Street, Bagley Avenue.
Go ahead, Rob. Let's hear you.
Thank you for giving me the opportunity. You know, it is not strange to some of us because goods and services, I know the Liberian people are being felt very well because of what was said yesterday about President Weah government. These people, they came to rescue. And I think the rescuing is going on fine because everybody that campaign in this place here, including NEC that campaign for this regime, I think they are enjoying. And all the Liberians are enjoying. We all are enjoying because we are already being rescued. So we shouldn't be crumbling here.
Okay.
You know, those people that are not members of the church, if they sit down in the church, the pastor is preaching, they will not listen to the pastor preaching. And some of us, we are members of the church, which is Pastor Oliver Kine is preaching the message from day one to today, and that message is resonating with all the church members, the original member of the church.
Okay.
So thank you very much for giving me.
Thank you very much, Robert Bakoyan. We'll leave you. We'll take this international caller. Go ahead. Let's hear you.
Yes, okay. This is Aliyu Mansari from Maryland, USA.
Aliyu from Maryland, USA. Go ahead, Aliyu.
Yeah, thank you, my brother. You see, the problem here, we continue to tell the Liberian people, the Unity Party, those people who served for 12 years and robbed our country, they were not still certified and they are coming back again and they have come back to rob the country. You see, this is something they are doing broad day. Everybody going to see it. So now we come to the Senate to see what they are going to do. You see, because if you're talking about other goods and services, why you outline all the other things that you want and you cannot outline these goods and services?
Yeah.
Now they said the president wants to Ghana. Where in the world you are seeing a president leaving the country without his presidential press secretary?
Yeah.
Where are those photo images to prove 4 years when the president was leaving the country, how he was received in Ghana? So the Unity Party don't have supporters in Ghana to receive that president his first visit after inauguration. Those people, I'm so sorry for our country. We want a better Liberia. We pray for a better Liberia. But under the Unity Party government, our country has gone in a reverse position for another 6 years. I'm so sorry for our.
Okay, thank you very much. We'll leave you right there. Let's take this other caller from the U.S. Go ahead. Where in the U.S. you join us from, sir?
Yeah, Oliver. This is Shelton from Connecticut.
Connecticut. Go ahead.
I listen. Thank you so much. I listened to you, and you said it all. It is the responsibility of our lawmakers now to do due diligence to the Liberian people.
That's correct.
By doing the work that they were elected for. And we can't stress this more. But Oliver, something caught my attention today, and I'm thinking that you guys are going to hit on it. It's something that's as young as you guys are, trying to make sure that our country is moved on a trajectory that will be positive and decent for our society. Today, I saw some women in Liberia booing that so-called key man, that prophet key man. And it broke my heart that yesterday a senator from one of the biggest county in our society, Prince Johnson, gave this individual a platform to call himself celebrity. To get after these people, kill our people, abuse our mother, rape our mothers and daughters and sisters. They are giving other people platform to come and denigrate our mothers. And so this is the reason why I won't call them Freedom Family, to send their awareness out to put more women in the streets to demonstrate denouncing these people. We have no place in our society to even condone people who will sit on platform and insult our women.
We leave you right there.
And I applaud you for that.
We leave you right there, my dear brother. Let's take this other person from the U.S. Go ahead. Where in the U.S. you join us from? What's your name?
Joseph Colley. I'm calling from New York.
New York. Go ahead, Colley.
Yeah, my brother. I think we listened to our uncle. He said he's going to dance with the devil. So he's not dancing with the devil. The brother is talking about, I know how to call him counselor or whoever he is, or this guy who came to town. This is the devil the man is dancing with. So we all should be respected. The man said he will dance with the devil. So whatever he's doing, it's just left up to the house now to really kind of do check and balance on this man.
Okay.
I mean, it's a porn artist. That's the puppet we brought to town. He's a porn artist. So we just got to pray for the nation, man.
We leave you right there. I may not agree with your characterization of him, but again, those are your personal views that you are entitled to as a Liberian. They do not reflect the editorial policy of this platform. This person, go ahead. 1 minute. Hello, go ahead, sir. Let's hear you.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you very much. First day, I'm Kwame Abraham Big Daddy.
Go ahead, Big Daddy. Let's hear you.
Yesterday during the campaign time, we were talking and telling our other brothers on the other side that thought that this particular support that they were giving, it was a real support, and then it was something that they could, get something good from. But we were telling them that it was not a good idea that they were carrying on, more especially our motorcyclist brothers that supported this quote-unquote rescue mission. All right? You see, as the people proceeding, I don't even understand. And I even wondering as to in what context they refer to themselves as the most sophisticated, rescue mission. Because if you say you are sophisticated, it means you should know everything. But they are working on the contrary. See the campaign money, how they proceeded, the inauguration celebration money that's supposed to have been shared in the various counties of the districts, for celebration. See how the money business went. Boka said he came with transparency and accountability. Up to this time, we're not hearing anything about it. See what Boka went on there one time in Ghana. He said that he wanted to meet with.
Okay.
You refer to as your counterpart. You will go to him and then you just leave it like that. No, American, okay.
It's too frustrating. It's too frustrating. Big Daddy, we leave you right there, my brother. Let's take another person on the line. This person, go ahead. Let's hear you.
Yes, okay. How you doing, my son?
We are great. Later, Yaka, man, CC, go ahead.
Thank you for the recognition this afternoon. I want to say to the Liberian people, the blue clothes and the green clothes. The blue clothes was telling the green clothes that the person you're breaking is not correct for our society. When the blue clothes was telling them, they said we're red direct. We're not saying the right thing. And so they have brought pile of armed robbery, clean clothes, armed robbery people on us. We call them government. They're not going to be talking those things. Okay. The thing talking about they were talking about ASL program. In no head, they put the schedule. Nothing went on. Then you question for that kind of money, 100,000 to do what with AK. The thing you tell them, whatever you do, your worker will back you. The thing you tell the people say if I get that will do everything. You go, Jimmy, you know everything. You educate, you stay for the 10 years, you power worker. Coming to the say you need 3 more years, they still only offering a month. You got a lot of so-called government, you bring in the power to see how this is going down the drain. And we said no, worker, so it's to us. You told your rest in the country, never city. You will call for the check. But as criminal, you will call them, but today because criminal in the country. They're judging them. By the criminal adjective, you tell you, you wanted a money, but you told all that person, they have no money in the account. Then you call it for, for the 1 million. To take it from where? From Guinea? Or from Freetown? Or from your farm? Waka? Are you getting the bills? Or from something for you, for we not seeing the Waka? The person, the reference person that will change the country. Going to the power now, what you do to us now? You tell us, making your steal the country of money, you are so called to leave the country of us. Don't let that. But we say when you try us in the country of Waka, we'll get in the street. We have to be smart now. Now we're looking at you, or we're looking at you far. No, you're not far. Because if you change, to do the right thing, if you not do the right thing, you have to go get our money, but we can't wait. Waka will get in the street. Okay. And I don't just say, man, where God, other men is something for me. Get me on a platform.
We leave you right there.
I'm so sorry.
Thank you.
I'm so sorry, Papa. Thank you.
Thank you. We'll leave you, man. CC, let's take this international caller. Go ahead, sir. Let's hear you.
I'm doing okay.
We're great, my dear brother. What's your name?
This is Will, and I moved off from Paco, North Dakota.
Go ahead, Will. Oh, we missed out on Will. Will, you can call us back. But while you do so, let's get the last 3 callers, then we call your day.
Hello.
Go ahead, sir. Let's hear you quickly.
Yeah, man. Hello, my name is Darlington Carrie Dennis. I do join from President Committee on the Push and District 14.
Go ahead, Darlington.
I mean, immediately thank you. Thank you for the topic. For us, we know that they are criminals. They are total criminals. Faka, Umepaka, is have nothing to rest to provide the country. So those people that are around the vehicle, we say, they are total criminals. We are watching on our lawmakers. We are calling on representatives, Safuku, and all of us to look at communication towards this and before passing it. And then you have to continue with. Thank you so much.
We'll leave you right there. Let's take this other person quickly. Let's hear you. Go ahead. No time.
Yeah, hello.
Hello, sir. Go ahead. 1 minute. No time, my brother.
Thank you, Khan. This is Thomas N. Sabo and I'm from CDC Airport.
Go ahead, Thomas.
Khan, you see, we all know that Joseph Waka is government official are all clean clothes. And I think that people understand that we just rally around citizens to create rehabilitation center for the officials, and because they are no different from the Zogos. What? So Joseph Imam biography is from 1944 time. What is the education system that mess with me? They call me bullying. I guess so I'm making use out of it. You bring me all the other things. Then you come away and then you say for some other activity. What kind of nonsense is that?
Okay, we leave you right there. We leave you. We take the other person. Go ahead. You're the last caller.
Thank you so much. I'm okay.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
This is John J. Blackburn.
Go ahead, former superintendent. Let's hear you.
Thank you so much for the show, and I believe that you are providing information for the Liberian community, you and your co-host. But I just want to remind President Joseph Imam Bouaka and his team. Yesterday, to honor a propagandistic act, and they think that they use propaganda to maintain them in power, which would not be possible. They lied to the people that was 16 billion before. Today, our 19.5 million US dollar is in limbo. The 18 million remaining is in limbo. Today, 650,000 were given to the inaugural team. They are not accounted for that money. So I believe that starting from March, whether CDC or not, we are citizens of this country. We are on an obligation to work with any civil society organization and a pro-democratic group. Show that they're going to account for that money beginning March. There will be continued protestation in the country until Joseph Bouaka will ride private jet. Yeah, Vice President Ryan private jet around until they can account for the Liberian people money and make sure the promises they made to our people, they are accounted for the promises. I understand, but we are watching them. They are going close to 30 days. We are following all of their procedure. There are a lot of particular errors. In fact, they are witch hunt. As I speak to you, they are witch hunting Professor Winston Tape. They witch hunt. They are witch hunting series of people that was appointed duly, constituted duly appointed by the president, former president of the Republic of Liberia. If that is how they're going to run this country, we can tell you the 50% vote you got. We too got 50% vote. The numbers are divided, and all we expect you to do is to lead the country without witch hunt and to make the country to move forward. Okay. Then we protected the peace over the years, over 5.5 years, and you don't want to protect it. We believe that we too can send a message out to the international community that the 50% are voted for you. They are not more than us who never voted for you. So we stay here. Thank you so much.
Thank you. We leave you. We take this person. We'll take one more after him. Go ahead quickly. Let's hear you, my dear brother.
Yeah, good afternoon,
quickly, my brother. Let's hear you.
Yeah, my name is Isaac Woosin, first because son of KOK, and I joined the conversation this afternoon from Lecture District number 14 to reside on the Bagua Avenue. You know, when you tell the child that people on the Pagana, and then the child say there's no people on the Pagana, allow that child to bust the Pagana. And once that child busts the Pagana, automatically that child will see what is within that Pagana. You know, we told the people during the campaign time, the level of Freedom FM, Banana FM, Kings FM, and other radio stations in this country that was seeking the well-being of Liberians. They came out in their many voices and told the Liberian people how this old man is terrible and when it comes to leadership. The old man gave her a story about a goat in this country that he gave the goat a lot of salt just to get that goat fat at the end to get money. This man is terrible and horrible to get money in this country. So I think nobody should bring in this budget that has been coming out of his office saying that maybe it is they don't or is one of the person that is bringing out that budget. That budget has been approved and then he is set to the calculation of that money.
Thank you.
To give a account of Liberian people with the money he did, but when it comes to armed forces, we did not saw no armed forces celebration.
Thank you. You did not see any armed forces day celebration. That is what it is. the last person quickly, then we go home. Go ahead, you're the last.
Yeah, hello.
Hello, sir. Let's hear you, Chief.
Yeah, I'm Victor Mo calling from Tama Village.
Go ahead, Victor. Let's hear you, Chief.
Yeah, my brother, I'm very sorry to see that this country, we are in great error. Because we're trying to build a country on party sentiment, which of course can't help this country.
Okay.
So long as party lead off for 12 years, they never did better for us. And CDD King, they did the rule for 6 years, and we said that they didn't do better. We have to look for different person. We're having some competent people in this election. Like Councilor Gongo, that you all know of. So you say, oh, the man good, but you don't get money. So the criminals, then they are fighting themselves together again, then we are crying. Then we say, you know, everybody will not go, CDC will not go, want to decide, and say we are not deciding. We still want to build a country on party sentiment, which of course will not help us, will not carry us nowhere. Because we don't want to come up with a fact. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Victor. And Victor had to end the call-in segment. Let me say to our people, we do not have anything against this administration. As a matter of fact, we will want the administration to succeed in ensuring that Liberia will get better. However, when you promise the people that you will need to increase the salaries, from what Joshua took it to, when you promise them that you will cancel harmonization and give them better living standards, when you promise roads in agriculture to be improved, when you promise sanitation and tourism, to prosper, when you promise a lot of goodies, it is only expected of you to do the appropriate thing. To do the contrary, we will be here to remind you. Our job is to ensure that you do better. Our job is to ensure that you do what is appropriate. Our job is to ensure that the Liberian people on whose authority, you are serving today as their leaders, they deserve better. And for them to be expressing how dissatisfied they are in the embryo stage of your administration says a lot. There is a need that you change. There is a need that you recalibrate. It is not that late, but the misappropriation should stop. The lying should stop. You cannot keep lying your way through. I mean, you may have lied your way to power. You will not continue to lie your way to stay in power. If the president did not meet the vice president of Ghana, say it. I mean, there is no big deal. People go for different activities. You shouldn't have lied about it. But in the end, we will keep moving this country, forward for the sole purpose of being where we are. Now, my take is for the next 4 months, and let the entire folks listen. For the next 4 months, beginning this month, February, March, April, May, and June. For the next 4 months, I am not going to be here on Monday and Wednesday on this show. I mean, it's a sad thing. It's very, very sad. But I have a lot of academic paperwork to do. Got to go get some degree and come back. I mean, it's going to be difficult. So we've not been doing the show for Fridays. We've not been doing the show. So to make up for the absence, to make up for the 2 days we'll not be here, we'll resume doing the show on Friday. So we'll be working Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays. Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays. Mondays and Wednesdays, because of academic works, we will not be able to be here. In the meantime, Hagar Gunda will be standing in for us Tuesday and Thursday. Monday and Wednesdays in continuation of Freedom Hub. Remain calm, remain peaceful. We're here. You hear me Tuesday. So you hear me Monday, you hear me Tuesday. You hear me Wednesday, you hear me Thursday, and you hear me Friday. So you not hear me Monday, you hear me on Tuesday. If you not hear me on Wednesday, you hear me on Thursday and on Friday. So you see it only Monday and Wednesday. Don't worry. So anything you miss Monday, I'll give you double dose on Tuesday. So whatever you're gonna miss on Wednesday, I'll give you double dose on Thursday and then on Friday, just to make up for the 2 days. But the degree is overdue. It is long overdue. We got to get it, and this semester seems to be one of the most difficult ones. And so I have no other option but to abide by what the schedule says. So it's gonna hurt. It's not gonna be something that we take pleasure in doing, but please, we got to do it. Just 4 months. In 4 months' time, we're here. Yeah, we're here. And when we bring the degree, we'll celebrate the degree right here on this platform because it is for the people. The people are the custodian of that degree. So until we return on Monday, not Monday, on tomorrow. Tomorrow will be here because tomorrow is Tuesday. Until we return on tomorrow, which is Tuesday, have a wonderful time. We know it's going to hurt you a few minutes from now because you're going to be encountering mosquitoes and heat. But sorry, that's the country we're in. That's the country we find ourselves. We can only but manage So when you get your fin, you can find your copybook, you can find your shack, be blowing yourself up. It will help you until the people get ready to make the country better. Until then, we'll see you on tomorrow. Have a wonderful time. Bye-bye.
Mosquito kitty us waka we come say